guys, what's up? I'm back again with another video, and since it's towards the end of June, I decided to go ahead and do my June wrap-up. Now, I have read, I believe, 7 books this month, which, oh my goodness, I think this is as much as I've read in 1 month since, forever. Mostly because, during school, I don't have that much time to read, but now that is summer, I have, all the time to read. Okay, so the first book, well, actually, these first 2 books are part of a series, which I'm just now getting into, but I don't have the second book anymore because I already gave it back to the person who lent it to me in the first place, and that is Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone and Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. I've read these 2 books this month, and I'm about to start the third, but I might just save that for, when July rolls around, but so far I really have been enjoying this series. Even though I did watch the movies forever ago, I'm really enjoying these books, which I don't know what I really expected going into this, but I don't think I really expected myself to like this series as much as I am so far, or be so drawn back to it, because this is how I've been reading it. I read the first book, and then I read a different book that wasn't a part of this series, and then I read the second book, read a different book after that, and then I'm about to start the third book. And I don't know why I've been doing it like this. It's just I've been wanting to just read all the time, and then I won't have the next book in the series, so I'm just okay, I'll wait a minute and read a different book. But I keep getting drawn back to it. I'm oh my goodness, I can't wait to finish this book so I can start the next book in the Harry Potter series. So far I'm really enjoying this series. All the books I mentioned in this video will be in the description down below if you guys want to check it out, which I highly recommend that you do, because these books are all awesome. I wouldn't include it really if I didn't think it was awesome. Now, you have seen me talk about this book before, but obviously I've read it in the month of June, but it's Peter Pan by J.M. Barrie. I really enjoyed this book, more so than I thought I would. Just like with Harry Potter, it was more of a book that I was reading because either everyone has read it or I've had it on my shelf forever and I just haven't read it. That was the case with this book, and I really did enjoy it. I highly recommend it, especially if you love Disney, if you love Peter Pan like I do. Like how Emma from Emma Books is obsessed with the Shadow Hunter series and story. I love Peter Pan. I love Disney. That's why I'm hoping to get more kind of fairy tale retelling books this year. Let's see how that goes. Now, this book, it doesn't come out until July 11th, and once it does, you gotta go out and you have to buy it. It's amazing. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. But it's All the Ways the World Can End by Sher. I do believe I've talked about this book before in a video, but if not, this character is obsessed with all the ways that the world could possibly end, and some of the ways are a bit far reaching and just a bit crazy. But I really did enjoy this book. The ending made me so sad. It'll go to black pages and it'll show you her research of this particular way that the world could end. This one is designer pathogens and bioterrorism. Fun facts! And then it goes on to list some of her research. I really enjoyed this book. I'm so happy that I got the arc of it from a giveaway. Amazing. I loved it. I might actually try to check out more books by Sher if she has written other books. Hopefully she has, because I really enjoyed her writing. Okay, now this next book I read because I had bought it and I didn't want to waste my money, so I read it, but it wasn't the most enjoyable book. The story was nice and everything. It's just, I I don't think it was for me really, but I read it nonetheless. The One Memory of Flora Banks by Emily Barr. And now, just because I didn't really like it does not mean in any way that you won't like it. The main character has no short-term memory, and it just follows her journey, and I just kind of thought it was more like repetitive and like all the information, and it was just like the book like I could have done without reading it, but read this in the month of June. So okay, so I only have 2 more books to show you, and now this book I'm about to show you I finished yesterday before I went into work. Oh my goodness, this book was amazing. I highly recommend it. Like, I haven't read a book like this since I've read the Mara Dyer trilogy, which, by the way, if you haven't read that trilogy, sorry, I about said series, there's only 3 books. You should go read it. It's amazing. It's crazy. It's like, if you're into stuff that's like dark and twisted and mysterious, you would love that trilogy. You would love this book. It's The Telling by Alexandra Sirowy. I still don't know how to say her last name, but you guys will hear me talk more about this book in a future video, so be on the lookout for that. Okay, so the last book that I read this month, which I read it in like 4 hours. I loved it. Very good book. That's all I can really say, but it's This Gorgeous Game by Donna Freitas. I really enjoyed this book because the main character, she enjoys writing, and like I enjoy writing, and I kind of just connected with her in a way. I thought the book was very good, although I wish there was like more of it. There's only 208 pages in this book, but it was very good. I might have to check out other books by this author. And actually, you guys seen this like when I hauled it in my first book outlet haul. And I had never seen it before then until I was like browsing book outlet, and I loved it. I loved the cover. It really caught my attention, and the story within was really good. Okay, see ya.